Right, okay, here's another one. This one is proportion. Not sure how long this one is, but there's a lot of words in these questions, so let's see what we can do with these. Right, Jermaine has a recipe for making cookies. The recipe says use 200 grams of chocolate chips for every egg. He's going to use 3 eggs. How many chocolate chips? Well, 200 for every 1 egg, so you're going to need 3 times 200, which equals 600 grams of chocolate. Rick is, don't forget, you can pause these, write them all down, download them, print them out, whatever you want to do. I'm not bothered. Rick is making soup. The recipe says use 2 litres of hot water for every 600 grams of carrots. He's going to use 1200 grams of carrots. How much hot water? So he's going to need twice as many carrots, so he needs twice as much hot water. So 2 times 2 litres is 4 litres of water. Alana is making some bread rolls. The recipe says use 2 teaspoons of salt for every 500 grams of flour. She's going to use 6 teaspoons of salt. So how much flour? So I suppose we could do this. 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So she needs 3 times as much. So she's going to use 3 times 500 grams, which is 1500 grams of flour. Theo is making a coffee. He adds 500 ml of hot water to 20 grams of coffee, and this makes 2 cups. He wants to make 4 cups, so it's twice as many cups. How much coffee should he use? So the coffee is going to be 2 times 20, which equals 40 grams of coffee, and the water is 2 times 500, which equals 1000 milliliters of water, or 1 liter. Wanna put it that way? Okay. Oops, gone too far. Let's go back. Michelle is making a chicken casserole. Her recipe says to use 1 stock cube for every 400 grams of chicken. This serves 2 people. Michelle wants to make chicken casserole for 8 people. Right, so 8 people divided by 2 people is 4 times as much. So stock cubes, 4 times 1, which equals 4 cubes. And chicken, 4 times 400, which equals 1600 grams of chicken. Okay. Again, pause, have a go, see what we get. Neil is a builder. To make concrete, he uses 5 kilos of cement, 6 litres of water, and 25 of aggregate. He's going to use 10 kilograms of cement instead. How much water will he need to use? Well, 10. So you've got 10 over 5, which equals 2. So it's 2 times as much. So the water is 2 times 6 litres, which is 12 litres of water. Aggregate, 2 times as much as 25 kilograms, will equal 50 kilograms. Okay, Angela has a recipe for a mocktail. She wants to make a big batch of this mocktail for her and her friends, and this is what she uses: limeade, lemonade, and orange juice. This recipe makes 2 servings. How much of each ingredient would you make 10 servings? So we got 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we need 5 times as much. So the lime is 5 times 300, which equals 1500 ml of lime. The lemon is 5 times 150, which is 750 ml. And the orange is 5 times 50, which equals 250 milliliters. Matteo is making a pasta bake using these ingredients. This recipe makes 4 servings. How much of ingredients? So we got 12 over 4, so we need 3 times as much. So pasta, 3 times 300, equals 900 grams. Sauce, 3 times 500 equals 1500 grams. And cheese, 3 times 100 equals 300 grams. Okay, got some more? Yeah, we got loads more, haven't we? My goodness me, they're going to get more complicated now, I'm sure. Right, Sophie has a recipe to make cupcakes. The recipe requires 500 grams of chocolate to make 16 cupcakes. However, she only wants to make 4. So, 16 over 4 equals 4. So she's 4 times less. So we need 500 grams divided by 4, which is 125 grams of chocolate. It takes 4 builders 6 weeks to build a structure. How long would it have taken 6 builders to do the same? So 4 builders, 6 weeks. So if we have 1 builder, we're going to take 4 times as long, aren't we? So 4 times 6 equals 24. So it take 24 weeks for 1 builder. Now, how long would it take 6 builders? So we take the 24 divided by the 6, which is 4 weeks. A porridge contains 12 grams of fibre per 100. How much fibre would a 40 gram serving of porridge contain? Right, so we've got to scale it down from 100 to 40. So let's go. 40 divided by 100 equals 0.4. So if we get 12 times 0.4, which is 4.8, how much fibre? 12.8 grams of fibre. Oh, 4.8, sorry. Nicoletta runs 5 kilometers in 40 minutes. Assuming she runs at the same speed, how long will it take her to run 9 kilometers? So let's find out how long it takes her to run 1 kilometer. So we've got 40 minutes divided by 5, which is 8 minutes for 1 kilometer, and 8 times 9 is 72 minutes. It takes 3 gardeners 45 minutes to cut the grass of a sports field. Assuming they all work at the same rate, how long will it take? So if we had 1 gardener, it would take 3 times as long. So we're going to go 3 times 45, which is 135. Now you get 5 gardeners on the job. So 135 divided by 5. We can use a calculator, yeah? 135 divided by 5 is 27 minutes. 2 gardeners, so we've got 135, and we're divided by 2 gardeners, so it's going to take longer, isn't it? 135 divided by 2, 67.5 minutes. A volunteer group has 4 members working. To hand out all the leaflets, each member needs to hand out 300 leaflets per hour. Right, so if we go 4 times 300, that equals 1200 leaflets altogether. Now we've got five people doing it. So we go 1200 divided by 5, which is 240. 240 leaflets. How many members would we needed so they could hand out 80 leaflets per hour? Okay, right. Ooh, okay. So we take this number here. So we've got 1200 leaflets altogether. If we divide that by 80, then that'll tell us how many members we need. So 1200 divided by 80 is 15. 15 members. Oh, right. We've got more. Here's the last one. Rashid collects the following information about taxi fares. He says that the journey time of a taxi and the cost of the fare is directly proportional. Is he correct? Right. So what I'm going to do is look at these numbers and look at the bottom numbers as well. And this number is times 2. I'm looking at it there. 5 times 2 is 10. Times 3 is 15. And times 4 is 20. So this should be the same. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. And 8 times 4 should be 32. So no, as the as the fare that costs £20 should be 32 minutes. Okay, let's have a look at this again a different way. So what we do is we do 8 divided by 5 equals 8 divided by 5 equals 1.6. 16 divided by 10 equals 1.6. 24 divided by 15 1.6. So those three are all 1.6 times bigger at the bottom. So this one, 30 divided by 20 is 1.5. Yeah. So there you go. So that was proportion. Yeah. Proportion. Okay. See you in the next.